Okay. Hi, everyone. Today we have the pleasure of meeting Kaylee Law from Walnut City, California. We are so glad to have you here today and sharing your thoughts. First off, do you mind telling us your name and who you are?
Of course. So my name is Kaylee Law, as you introduced, and I'm here in the city of Walnut. I am the new council member elect for the city of Walnut.
Okay, can you tell us a bit about your background, like where and how you grew up and what motivated you to run for the Walnut City Council?
Yeah, of course. So I've always lived in Walnut. I grew up in Walnut. Originally, I was homeschooled. I attended Suzanne Middle School here in Walnut, and then between seventh and eighth grade, I took my first dual enrollment class, and right during COVID, I left and did community college full time. So I graduated at 16 from Mount San Antonio College with three associate's degrees. Then I continued on to get my bachelor's from Grand Canyon University. And then most recently, I just got my master's from Johns Hopkins University. And that was earlier this August. And then just a little bit of why I wanted to run. So I'm very involved with some of our local nonprofits in the area, and I felt like this would be the next step for me to be able to do more for my community and serve better.
That is amazing. Okay, why have you decided on going towards the political path?
Yeah, so it's a local race, it's nonpartisan. That's something I truly value because I think um, it doesn't matter what sort of partisanship issues there are because it's all about the community and making the community a better place. I'm not quite sure if I'm interested in politics forever, but I think at the local level, there's a lot of benefits to that because, again, it's really community oriented. So I sort of see it as a community service rather than being super political.
Okay, yeah. What achievements that you have accomplished so far that you're like particularly and like especially proud of?
I think I'm extremely passionate about my thesis from Johns Hopkins University. So, it's published with Johns Hopkins University, and I wrote it on the Chevron doctrine. So that and the Supreme Court and Supreme Court ideologies holds a really special place for me. So, I'm really interested in the legal field, and at some point, I would consider becoming an attorney. But I'm really proud of my thesis. Yeah.
That's so amazing, actually. Oh my goodness. Okay, what initiatives or projects have you took part in that would like specifically benefit the Asian American community?
Yeah, so here in Walnut, we have the Chinese American Association of Walnut, and this is an organization, it's a nonprofit that's been going on for, I want to say almost 40 years now here in the city. It might be more actually, but I served on their board of directors, and I think that I'm half, so my dad's side is from Hong Kong, and my mom is American, so I have mixed heritage, but I think it's really important connecting with all cultures. And that was a great opportunity for me to serve the local community. And we held events and seminars, and a lot of it is um, just really connecting with the community. And I thought that was really great.
Yeah, I think it's like amazing that you're like both and like that's just like yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
How do you address the issue of representation and visibility for Asian Americans in your work, and why do you believe that is important?
Yeah, so the city of Walnut does have a really high Asian population, so we are actually majority Asian. It's something around, well, the census is a little outdated, but I think it's somewhere around 50 or 60% Asian. So obviously that means a lot of the constituents are from Asian descent, and it's just really important that all voices of the community are heard regardless of where they're from or what their perspectives are. It's really important that everyone has a voice in the community. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, how do you like advocate for policies that benefits both Asian American communities and the wider population of like everybody else?
Yeah, so here in Walnut, because it is at the local level, most of the things we do, we host some events. So we do have a really great Lunar New Year event, and I think that's a really great part of the local community, but we also have other nonprofits or other organizations like CAW, the Chinese American Association of Walnut, that'll put on mid-autumn festivals. And I think it would be great for the future to partner with those organizations more and be able to support them as well.
Yeah. What do you have hope for like your legacy will be within the Asian American community and beyond?
Yeah, so I do understand that I'm one of the youngest Asian American elected officials ever, but I don't want to be the last. So I think it's really important to mentor and uplift and give advice to those coming next. And I think that's really important. And it's not just we have to make all of our decisions, but we have to ensure that that responsibility and we have a legacy for when the next council member comes in, that everything is set up for them to do well and just continue on doing better and serving more people.
Um, what message would you like to convey to young Asian Americans who aspire to be like you, like so young and like just to like enter into like the politics and like public services?
So, I think there is a few things. One is get involved, and the other is you should be confident in yourself. And I think that's really important. And there's nothing stopping you, and we have so much opportunity in front of us, and it's just making sure that we're really prepared, ready, and just it's a lot of willingness. So just taking that opportunity and really using that opportunity for just getting more done. Yeah.
Do you have any like tips or like anything from like experience that you have done like that has like that would like help young people get into this field?
Okay, so there's a few things. So I also serve on the board of directors of the Purist Group, which is another nonprofit that is local. And I think the interest I have in politics is from the community service side of things. I'm absolutely a policy nerd because well, my bachelor's was in government and with an emphasis in legal studies, and then well, my master's was also in government. So I've always had a really nerdy passionateness for public policy and legislation. But I think the biggest thing is having the passion to serve others and being involved in volunteering at a young age. I think that really shaped that for me. So I would say just get involved. So there's this one quote, and I don't remember who said it, but it's like, oh yeah, the best day to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the next best day is today. So I think it's really just getting the ball rolling and just being really proactive about things.
Yeah, no, I actually think that that's really good. What are your goals and plans for like the upcoming year, either like broadly or like specifically like for the Asian American community?
Yeah, so within the city, I'm really passionate about public safety. I think that's a really big one for the entire community, but just making sure that that's really well taken care of. And then uh, looking towards the future, I really want to support our local businesses, and that's something I'm really passionate about as well.
Um, like I don't know if I've talked about this yet, but like what like made you get into the political path? Like what made you like interested in it? Like were there anything that had like inspired you into
Mhm.
going into it or like
Yeah. So I interned with Congress. So I interned for Congresswoman Young Kim, and she's a really amazing, strong Asian female leader. And I think it was really inspiring to see how much work she really gets done, whether that be here or when she's in other countries, on behalf of the United States. It's just that was such an amazing experience. And I think there's a lot of my interests that intersect with public service. So public service, and I'm kind of a policy nerd. So sort of, I think that really intersects well. So that's what initially drew me to even consider running for council.
yeah, is there anything from like your childhood or like anything that has like influenced you into like wanting to go into this path?
So. Originally, when I was really little, I was like, oh, I really want to be a doctor, right? Like the traditional like Asian thing. And then I was like, I'm terrified of needles and blood, so that's never gonna happen. And as I sort of got older, maybe like 8, 9, 10, I was like, oh, I really want to be an attorney because really liked how they interact in court and it's really dynamic. Um, I always thought that was really appealing to me, and I'm still considering becoming an attorney at some point in time, but I think a really strong foundation in the legal field is sort of a good thing. But that's all of my education. I was originally thinking, oh yeah, I always want to go to law school as an end goal, but I didn't realize that what I learned in school can also be applied to different things, and I think that really shaped my interest in public policy and the sort of legislation side of things. So that's why it kind of drew me towards this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that actually be good because like you already have like everything that you need to know, like almost everything to like do it. So I
Well, I'm
feel
sure there's a lot that I'll still
uh,
learn while in office, but I really enjoyed all of my courses like throughout from community college up until grad school. It's all been really great, and I think it gave me a really strong foundation.
yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to mention or like just talk about literally like anything?
Hmm. Or do you have any questions?
You have more actually.
Okay, yeah, I'd be happy to answer.
1 second, please.
That's okay, don't worry.
Um, frick. Sorry.
No, don't worry.
Okay, how do you like engage with like Asian Americans? Because I'm like sure you like see a lot or like talk to like
Mhm.
people on
So, my Chinese isn't very good. Like, to be completely honest, my Cantonese is even worse. But I'm trying my best to get better at that. I can speak a little bit conversationally, so that's definitely something I want to improve on. It's a lot easier for me to listen, but I think it's really important just to sort of, or that's a personal goal of mine that I really want to get better at to be able to interact more, especially in their native language. Yeah.
um what methods do you use to like ensure that your work reaches like Asian American like communities like across like the country, like rather than just like a few, you know what I mean?
So in terms of reaching a broader audience, I in my campaigning or like during that time, I tried to stay in touch with a lot of the political science clubs in the local area, especially for the high schoolers. I think it's really important to um, sort of see someone else that is younger or the certain demographic and see them um, really passionate for something and sort of I would like to be an inspiration to them and sort of just help them along or give them any advice that they're interested in. Yeah.
Like, wait, I think I already asked that. I was gonna say what kind of like advice you give. I think I already asked that.
Oh, that's okay. When I talk to the high schoolers, I think a lot of it is you should be really confident in yourself, whether that be how you dress or just being really comfortable in yourself and your voice. And I think that makes it a lot easier to have dialogue and communication with others.
Okay, can you provide an example of how you've worked to address issues unique to like Asian American communities?
So there was one thing that came up while I was campaigning, and there was a specific um, center in the city where a business owner wanted to use the Chinese name on signage, and they asked me to look into the city code to see if they could or if it was just English. So that's still something I'm working on right now, but I think it's making sure that whatever it may be, that it's all supported.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's all the questions
Okay,
I have.
awesome. Well, thank you so much, Colette.
Thank you so much for taking out your time and doing this.
No, of course, I'm happy to. And if you have any other questions or anything else you may need from me, please let me know.
Yes, please. Thank you so much. Have a
Yeah,
good
of
night.
course. Thank
Thank
you.
you.